Hi everyone, my name is Tim Baggett. I come from a family of five. I have two older brothers. One's Joe, and the oldest one is Mike. Joe is 7 years older than me. Mike's 10 years older than me. I'm actually 26, so it's a little bit of a age difference, even though both of them are actually half brothers. My parents are remarried. My brothers come from my mom's side, and I've actually just got married myself. I've been married for a little less than a year. We got married last June in Dominican Republic. We were there for 2 weeks. It was great. We had a really smaller wedding, and that's exactly what my wife and I both wanted. We've been together for a little over 10 years. We're high school sweethearts, and she is she's great. And we moved into this house just over a year ago. So we moved in a couple months before we actually got married. Brand new house in Wyandotte, and it's great. It's been awesome. I have gone on and got, working towards my bachelor's. This is actually my last class for my bachelor's. I actually tested out of a class yesterday, which was my first experience actually testing out of a class. I never knew you could actually test out of a class. Another classmate of mine at U of D actually explained to me that there's this CLEP thing called CLEP that you could test out of classes. So I studied a book for 8 hours yesterday and took a test yesterday, a little bit before, and passed. So I have 3 or 4 credits for literature that I actually, here's the book that I studied, this Analyzing and Interpreting Literature. And it's great. I have just this speech class left for my bachelor's, and I would recommend if anybody has to take any more courses to look and see if you can actually test out of it. If tests are your thing, or if you don't mind taking a test rather than taking a course, it was a lot cheaper too. I didn't hear about it maybe because the school or college probably wouldn't make a whole lot of money if they advertised that quite a bit. In terms of that, I also want to go on to get my master's or doctorate, depending upon what they actually make it into in nursing anesthesia. Which brings me to my next point. My other jobs, I worked at Best Buy Geek Squad from high school up until I was done with my nursing license, or got my nursing license. And once I got my nursing license, I actually got a job right away at Detroit Medical Center at Sinai Grace in the operating room. I worked there for 18 months. It was awesome. The people there were great. It was busy all the time. I'll just leave it at that. We had a lot of traumas come in all the time. I worked midnight shift, and I learned a whole lot. I learned an immense amount there. I actually wanted to go into anesthesia, so requiring the anesthesia for prerequisite, I actually have to have at least 2 years in the ICU. So I went ahead and internally transferred to the ICU at Harper, which is also a Detroit Medical Center, and it was a cardiovascular unit, so it was all open heart patients. So I would take care of open heart patients fresh from surgery. I worked there for almost a year, and then transferred over to Wyandotte, which is right across the street from my house. And I mean, all the jobs have been great. The Wyandotte one was even better, just because it was across the street and it was in the operating room. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go into anesthesia or nurse practitioner at that time. And after a few months of doing the operating room, I really decided that I wanted to do the anesthesia after working in with other nurse anesthetists in the OR at different areas. I loved their work, and that's what I wanted to do. So I went back to the ICU. I'm actually at Oakwood now, and I take care of all sorts of ICU patients except for open hearts. So basically everything but. So we take care of patients that are, have just coded and fell flat on the ground dead, and we resuscitate them. They would come to me. I would take care of them. I have like 1 to 3 patients on a regular basis, and I get to know them on a personal level, and it's wonderful. I get to know the families and just explain to them what's going on, keep them updated, and that's, really the most important thing, keeping them stabilized and getting them to their next step in their rehab process. Interesting thing about me is that I like playing hockey. I like watching hockey. Yesterday, the NHL playoffs are on, so I actually watched the Montreal Canadiens versus the New York Rangers, and I wanted the Montreal Canadiens to actually win the cup, and they won in overtime last night, so I was pretty excited about that. In the wintertime and fall, I usually am playing ice hockey on the weekends if I have a weekend off with friends, and also when it gets warmer out now, I'm switching over to golf. So I love playing golf, love being outside and playing golf with friends and family. Another interesting thing is that this is actually the first year, we're going to go in August to Las Vegas. This is the first year my wife's going to actually be able to go with us. Typically, it's kind of like a guy's vacation. For the past 5 years, a group of friends, about 15 of friends of mine I've known since elementary school, have gone to Las Vegas. I've only missed 2 years due to nursing school, and they're in kind of like a strict schedule that I couldn't make. But pretty much everyone, at least 10 of us, go to Las Vegas every year. So I'm actually really excited about it because the first year I'm able to go with my wife, and she's pretty excited too. So that's a couple interesting things about me. I hope to let you know a little bit more about myself in the future speeches and future discussion boards, and thank you.